Hey everyone, it's Casimus Lego, and today I'm going to be doing my first proper showcase of the year, almost 3 months into 2022, and I'm bringing you a set of 4 brand new custom Lego minifigures based on Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. And in this video, I have an upgraded Harry Potter figure using Lego's beautiful Sword of Gryffindor mold, the fraud who is possibly the most charming smile, Gilderoy Lockhart, Dobby the House Elf, Lucius Malfoy, and Tom Marvolo Riddle, aka a young Lord Voldemort. I was not expecting to continue this series this early, but since each of these figures are all fairly simple, I decided to work on them over the course of my spring break, and like I expected, I finished them in practically no time at all. And might I just say, it feels great to do another one of these bigger showcases. This is also really exciting for me to create minifigures from what is my favorite Harry Potter film, as odd as that may sound. I've talked to lots of people, and they've always groaned when they talk about Chamber of Secrets, and while I understand its problems when placed in the same leagues as Prisoner of Azkaban and Order of the Phoenix, I can't help but return to this one over and over again. But this isn't a video talking about the film itself, but instead some truly fantastic characters represented by some really talented actors. So with that brief introduction out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at these minifigures. Before I can show you the new minifigures, I have to at least show you the updates I did to Harry Potter, and this is basically the same minifigure from November, but all I did was switch out the head. I used the new facial expression that Lego made last year with the Polyjuice potion set. I finally, Lego finally made an upgraded, more aggressive facial expression for Daniel Radcliffe when he was young, so this is a great use of this head, and so I thought it would, came out really well, especially, turn to the back, it's just the head from the back, it's kind of important, but anyway, the rest of the figure, I also gave him the Sword of Gryffindor. This is Lego's amazing mold, and I got this at least 2 years ago when the Series 2 minifigures came out. I made sure to get this a while ago because I wanted to make sure that I had Lego's Sword of Gryffindor because it's so good. This is such an amazing looking mold. I really love the gold details, the red details, and also a lot of the just silver pieces. I didn't do much to this, just painted the blade and kind of left it as is, but it's really fantastic. I think Lego Group did an amazing job on it, and I'm really proud of it. Okay, so we're going to start off with the new minifigures, and this is the 5-time winner of Witch Weekly's Most Charming Smile Award, Gilderoy Lockhart, the famous fraud and author, of course. But yeah, I really like his character in the film. I think he's excellently portrayed, and I really want to make sure that I got this one right, and I'm really happy with it. Of course, the most difficult part with this figure is the color. I mean, I had to get the right salmon kind of pink color. This is the outfit and suit that he wears during the climax, essentially, of the film, and getting it right was kind of a big deal. There's a lot of other outfits I could have chosen. I could have made his gold outfit or his lavender or lilac suit, but I think this is my favorite, so I wanted to make sure I got it right, and a lot of the other detail went into the vest down here, so if I can get the suit out of the way. It is made out of fabric, so moving it out of the way, this is kind of similar to how I made Lord of the Rings coats and whatnot, vests, so that's all painted, and then I added all that detail. It's kind of like stars. I can't exactly describe it, but it's like suns, and then I added a bunch of squiggles. It's kind of random because that's what the suit actually looks like, so I think it came out really nice. The cape is also a really unique detail. It's kind of like 2 layers of cape. You got one that's just a solid, kind of like a goldish cream brown color, and the other is a darker brown that goes underneath it, and they're kind of connected in the exact same way. If I remove the head, I'll go ahead and show you this. I remove the head just like this. They're kind of made connected underneath each other like this, so that's how I've done the cape, and then it kind of goes to the back where you can see them both overlapping, but on the back of the torso there is no detail. That's very necessary, just the rest of the fabric jacket. We're putting this back together. The headpiece is also the official head that Lego made last year. Maybe it was 2 years ago. It was a while ago, but it was for the Diagon Alley set, and it is of course the excellent likeness to Kenneth Branagh, and I'm really happy with it. It kind of makes it puts the figure all together. He's got the smile, he's got the cheekbones and all that, and moving it to the other side, he does have the worried expression, and the hairpiece really just tops it off. He's also got a wand and very basic shoe detail, but other than that, he's a lot of pinks and lots of browns, but really nice altogether. I really like the wand color, and think he came out really nice. Next up is Dobby, the famous house elf, and I knew that I had to make this going into this project because he's really only significant to Chamber of Secrets and Deathly Hallows Part 1, and so making him was kind of a requirement, and I think I came about it really nice. What I wanted to do specifically is make the tethered robes that he wears a lot more detailed and a lot more just prominent, I suppose. I'm gonna go with prominent, but I wanted to make it stand out a lot more than just painting the torso. And so what I did is I took a big piece of fabric and then just wrapped it around the torso on the top, and then it kind of creates this sort of lip sort of detail, and it looks fine. The only detail that I'm kind of upset about is the fact that I didn't paint the insides of the arms a little bit, because that's kind of a giant area of the torso that is still exposed with the original color, and that's a little bit disappointing. But the rest of it also looks really nice. It's painted in khaki, and I did all of these different wrinkles and also the little nugget brown smears of dirt. This is all inspired off the LEGO groups, by the way. And the headpiece, I believe, is the one that was molded and used for the custom CMF Series 1. I like this expression a little bit more than the open mouth one that came out in 2021. Or maybe it was 2020, forgive me, it's 2020, which is the one that's the smiling head, and it comes in the Privet Drive set. But I prefer this headpiece. It looks a little bit more realistic. I didn't weather this figure, though. I really probably should have, because he's really dirty, but you know, I'm just not that big on weathering minifigures. I don't think it's very necessary. I like them to be kind of clean, so I left it off, and it kind of saved a lot of time, so that's nice. This piece is also sculpted, and there's a little bit of chest detail that's painted on the very top of the torso, and it looks really nice. I wish that he could have been smaller, though, because he, of course, is the exact same size as Harry, and it's not even my fault. It's just, you can't really... I mean, I guess I could have made him a micro figure or something, but honestly, this head mold is just too impressive, and it looks too good, so I had to use this, and I think it came out really well. So that's it for Dobby the House Elf. Here is Death Eater Lucius Malfoy with no Draco to go along with him, but I kind of forced myself to make this minifigure after making Dobby because I really wanted to do an edit with Dobby's release, and so this is the reason why this figure exists and kind of why he's so simple. I mean, he has very minimal detail to the fabric trench, but there is a lot more detail that is painted on the coat underneath. It's kind of just painted on there. I didn't really care too much, to be honest, and of course the facial expression is the infamous Lex Luthor head that doesn't really even resemble Jason Isaacs, but I didn't care too much. I just wanted an expression, and honestly, it looks enough like him to be passable, so it's whatever in my book. But painted metallic shoes, there's a really nice cape, and the hair that goes over is painted in the khaki color. Very simple, not much detail really have to talk about with Lucius Malfoy. I did sculpt these little things on the robes. Those are both sculpted, those little swirls, and they look really cool. But I did do a lot of detail actually to the staff, or at least his wand, or whatever this is. I did make a little snake on it. It's really kind of tiny, but he's got the green eyes. He's got it's a staff. I don't even know if it has a gender, but this staff looks really nice. I need to make him a bigger staff or something as a rod, but I think this did come out really nice. It just kind of slides out of the hand, and the snake is sculpted and painted, and it's even got some teeth, so that's pretty cute. But what else to talk about? I did a little outside rim here to the cape, which is something I kind of did for another minifigure. It was, what's her name? Sylvie from Loki. I did something very similar just to make the figure kind of pop a little bit more, because I didn't want to just paint, I didn't want to just paint the cape one solid red color, so I added an outline to give it a little bit of a highlight. I'm trying to get the staff to go back in his hand, and because I'm very careful not to break the snake off, so let's see. I also gave him some of these cuff links, which I usually give to some minifigures. I guess I decided that his robe was a lot more, there we go. His robes were a little bit more necessary to give those little extended pieces to the arms, but yeah, painted the shoes, whatnot. If I can remove this, I'll show you what the legs look like, but there's no detail on the legs, so why do you want to see them? I don't know, you must be weird. There you go, Lucius. Loser. Anyway, I just tried to remove the legs, it didn't work, and I just came to the conclusion that he's a loser, so let's just go ahead and end this segment. Last but certainly not least is a character I've wanted to make for such a long time, ever since first watching The Chamber of Secrets. It is the young Tom Riddle, teenage Tom Riddle specifically, played by Christian Coulson, and I'm really, really happy with this minifigure. In essence, he's basically just the same Hogwarts robes, just extended, but it is a very different. There's a few different lines and different badges that he has that makes it specific to the 1943 period, which I think was such a cool experience. And forgive me, there's lots of background noise right now, but what a cool experience to be able to make these robes. But given that in a 1940s context, he's got the little trench coat underneath it, which is their own little pieces of fabric that just kind of are stick to the torso, and then the vest underneath is actually very different from the modern, or I guess the 90s Hogwarts robes that the rest of the characters have. It's very simple. He's got the Slytherin tie and is really really unique. But the rest of the robe detailing is painted the exact same way. Even going to the back, it's painted pretty much the same way. So there really wasn't a lot of detail. I mean, if I compare this with my Harry, it's painted kind of in the same way with maybe just a different set of lines. But yeah, really simple. He's got a dark brown wand. Really like it. The shoes are also very simple, just black shoes on dark bluish gray legs. There we go. And then I also painted the Hogwarts logo. This is the specifically the 1940s version, and it's even got a little bit of a black H in there, which was a little tricky to paint, but got it all there regardless. All the Hogwarts colors are there. All the houses. You got red, green, blue, and yellow. And I guess in my case it's gold because I didn't want to make it the same color. But yeah, really simplistic. I also used the older Draco Malfoy head actually for him because I think it was a little bit better of a likeness. I specifically like the facial expression on the back where he's kind of more aggressive. I really like this. I think it looks just like the character, and I just painted over the eyebrows and then did the same thing to their side, and then boom, got myself a little Tom Riddle. He's amazing. Put his hair back on, but pretty simplistic. I mean, as I mentioned in the introduction of the video, this project only took 5 days. I didn't really spend a lot of time on it. I was very quick, and then I think it came out really great. But it's a really nice companion to the Philosopher's Stone minifigures I made last year. So I'm really happy to be able to add them, make them to the shelf, obviously. So I guess with all that being said, let's go ahead and wrap up this video. That's going to be it for this showcase video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any thoughts, questions, or critiques, be sure to let me know what you think in the comment section down below, or if you simply enjoyed this video, giving it a like would be very much appreciated. I've had such a good time making some more minifigures now that school has started to slow down for me, and I hope to bring you more stuff soon. Since Boba Fett, I've had to delay the Batman showcase so that I can incorporate Nate's new fantastic 3D printed pieces for Catwoman and the Riddler. But in the meantime, I'm making an entire set of 10 new minifigures from the Empire Strikes Back to celebrate the long-awaited release of LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, so you can look forward to those soon in April. Also, feel free to catch up with me on my social media platforms where you can check out new edits based on the Chamber of Secrets, including a really cool poster recreation. Links will be in the description. As always, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.